This is Santos and welcome to the video. As you know, because you probably read the title, this is going to be a review of the Tempest Replicade Amusement Limited Edition 12-inch Playscale arcade machine by New Wave Toys. Now, those are a lot of words to say back to back, and I had to record this a few times to get it right. Anywho, so a couple of weeks ago, I was feeling kind of nostalgic for the olden days of arcade machines. So circa like 1980 or so, or if you're younger, think Stranger Things, that period of time. And then I remembered that a company named New Wave Toys had a Kickstarter last year in October. Funny enough, October it was when the original Tempest machine was released, but of course not in 2019, but in 1981. So they've been around for a while now, well, a year at least, but they've produced a lot of different cabinets. They have Tempest, they have Street Fighter, they have Centipede, and what got me really excited, they also have a Dragon Slayer machine coming out that I really want to get because it's darn cool. But that's not what you're watching the video for. You're watching it for a Tempest review. So I'm going to give you a Tempest review. I'm going to fast forward to me pulling the box out of the box because nobody got time for that. And while I show you this beautiful packaging it comes in, all glossy and new, I'm going to give you some facts about the game that this little miniature machine is based on. Released by Atari in October of '81, it's in the tube shooter genre, which I did not know was a genre. It was created by the man Dave Kerr, who also created Missile Command, and both apparently were made off of nightmares he had that he created into a video game. I mean, that's a way to get some free therapy, I suppose. Went by a few names: Aliens, Vortex, and then they finally settled on Tempest. The first Atari machine with a quadra-scan vector display technology. Sounds exciting. Can't wait for that to take off. And one of the first games where you can actually pick the level, it was called Skill Step. So this machine comes with like wires and manuals. Nobody cares about that right now. So let's take the plastic off this bad boy and check it out. As you see, because I've inserted video of a actual Tempest machine I don't own, this game has a pretty unique silhouette, very angled, has a claw paddle on there, would stand out in the arcade if you walked in and just saw it versus the games at the time. And the Replicade does a really good job at replicating it, hence the name Replicade, which honestly took me too long to figure out why it was called Replicade. I think the only things that they're slightly off are like the paddle play space is not angled correctly, but for the most part, it looks the part. You see all the detail on here. They have all the artwork from the machine. They have all the lights where they're supposed to be. And then it also comes with these teeny tiny tokens. They're adorable. Don't do anything, but there's a nice touch. Look how tiny they are. You would think that maybe they would go into the little token mechanism, but they don't. They're just little tiny quarters that they give you that you'll probably lose if you take them out of the bag. But it's a very nice touch. While you can't put tokens in it, it does serve a purpose. When you press the left coin slot, it gives you credits for your machine, which is very important to play. The right one brings up a menu, which I'll show you a little bit later, and this entire area can open up. It has a little slot, I guess, where coins would go in real life. In this case, doesn't have anything in it. I guess you could put the charging wire in it or the little tiny coins in there, because if you don't put them somewhere, you are going to lose them. So as you can see, the control layout is pretty dead on to the arcade machine with the graphics and the button layout, except for one change, the spinner, which is ginormous because this is a playable machine, so you need a little bit of a bigger spinner. But fear not. If you don't like this spinner, you get a couple of them because this is removable. So you get ones that are a little bit bigger than the current one that it comes with, and you also get a little teeny tiny one that's more accurate to the machine size. The thing with the small one, it makes it a little bit harder to play, but if you're just going to display it, I would just use a teeny tiny one because it looks better. And then you have the marquee, which apparently isn't arcade accurate. A guy on Amazon was very pissed off at that. I think it looks cool. And lastly, the bottom of the machine, where you get copyright information and logos. All right, now let's boot this up. So you hold the back button for about 3 to 4 seconds before it actually boots up. Things I noticed, it's running Android emulation. Not sure what version of Android, but it seems kind of like an older version of it. Sadly, they did not miniaturize little arcade boards and put them in there, because I think that would have upped their costs quite a lot, so I understand. It's licensed by Atari. It's also meant to run the attraction mode, which is booting up right now. So as you see, it looks the part of Tempest. It's Tempest, just very, very, very tiny. But it also plays the part, which I'm going to show you right now. Warning, I suck at Tempest. I've always sucked at Tempest. This is also like cramping because it's very small. So don't get on my skills. I'm better at other games, I swear. Also, dog got in my video. Dog's named Daisy. She's gonna do what she's gonna do, man. All I gotta say. So one thing I would say about the actual spinner is that it's not super responsive. Like, it works and it's playable, but you're not gonna win any world records playing this game on a miniature scale. Like, if you're gonna do that, go to an actual thing. This is more like kind of for show and to show how cool it is to play a miniature Tempest machine. But again, like, your hands are gonna cramp. Like, that's just the way it is. And this is the menu I mentioned earlier by pressing the right token button. It's pretty simple. You can turn the marquee off or on. You can also mess with the sensitivity of the spinner, which I feel like it didn't really do much for me, but yeah, there's an option for it. It's there. So there's a lot of pros. There's a couple of cons to this machine. One being the spinner. Again, it's not the best spinner in the world. It's not super accurate, but I don't think you're really getting this to break any records. You're just kind of getting it as the novelty of having a really small machine, so it wasn't a game breaker for me. So the second thing is that the machine has a slight wobble. Well, both machines I have a slight wobble because I returned this one to get another one because I thought this one was defective, and the second machine had the same problem. Seems like the casing is slightly off, but this is easily fixed for me, at least, because it comes with extra rubber pads so you can even out the wobble. So that's just something to keep in mind if you decide to get this machine. All in all, I think it's kind of awesome. Like, I get the nostalgias every time I look across the room and I see it playing its attraction mode. Like, it's a little mini arcade machine in my house. Like, this would have blown young Santos's mind. And for what you get, price-wise, I don't think it's that expensive. It's $119 retail. I've seen it lower in other places. Yeah, it's like a piece of nostalgia in the corner of the room, staring at you, but not judging you. Oh, never judging you. And that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be kind to each other, and I'm out.